Hello Aquarius, how are you? This is going to be an August 2025 tarot reading for your sign. I'm going to begin by pulling 3 cards to get an overall bird's eye view, big picture of what has been going on with you lately, what has been important to you upon entering August, what have you been dealing with, anything significant like that. And I'll also be looking, of course, at the present energies around you now in August, as well as the near future, what is yet to come for your sign. Okay, let's jump into it. I'll be continuing to pull cards throughout the duration of this reading so that we can get deeper into the messages that are coming up. We're starting with the Ace of Cups. I mean, what a beautiful energy you've been dealing with lately. People have been really showing up for you. It may be even a case of people getting back in touch with you, coming back into your life, old friends, family members. There is a sort of rallying around you in the Ace of Cups, a helpfulness around you, a desire to make your life easier perhaps. The Ace of Cups also could suggest that you've recently met somebody significant, or you have developed feelings or an interest in connecting deeper with a certain person. But we'll go into all of this more in detail soon. The 10 of Pentacles, what a prosperous and thriving energy for your month of August. So is there something culminating for you in terms of business or your legacy or status or whatever it is you've been working towards? The 6 of Cups is coming through as well. Now this is a card of past connections. You know, if it's your cup of tea, like this little imaginary tea party we're having here, you could even say past life connections. Well, certainly the upcoming energy of the 6 of Cups tells me that you are going to be gravitated towards the good old days, how things were. Some of you are even going to begin to try and recreate something from the past again. Now that could look like picking up a relationship where it left off, picking up a passion project, a dream, a hobby, something that you were interested in at an earlier point in your life. This also could be something that you create. You know, you might be in the space of I don't know, you're writing, you're curating, you're compiling, and it's about you reflecting on the past and where things have been. Or maybe, Aquarius, it's time that you start your documentation process of your story, you know, your life, and kind of putting this all together. But for the most part, the 6 of Cups is about you taking a trip down memory lane somehow. Maybe you're visiting your family or hometown later on in the month. I'm really excited to see this 10 of Pentacles here. So when we're at the kind of 10 culmination point in the tarot, we're certainly seeing a victory of some sort. You know, you've made it this far, and in August you're kind of finally getting a success or a long-awaited answer, or something has now worked. And this is really, you know, so much work has gone into this, so much care. And I think that the answers to your prayers are coming for some, especially if this is related to, you know, legacy, maybe older generations, business somehow. It's somehow tied into these kind of like, I see a lot of family ties here for you at the moment. Like there seems to be a focus on that area of life for you for whatever reason. Now let's look at the Ace of Cups. So let's look at the Ace of Cups through the lens, first of all, as though you have recently started a chapter in a relationship that's quite exciting to you. So if you've been in a committed relationship, well, this could look like, I don't know, maybe moving in together, starting a wedding registry or something like that. But maybe it's for those of you who have maybe you're single, maybe you're interested in romance or not, but this could be just appearing as some sort of a friendship that started to come into your life, or just like a connection you want to explore. I want to look at it first through that lens, and then I'll go another route with the Ace of Cups. I have the Lovers, so this is absolutely speaking to somebody in a romantic sense, you know, that is for sure relevant. Wow, the Two of Cups, the Lovers, the Ace of Cups, the Two of Cups at the bottom of the deck, the Three of Cups. Okay, what, oh my God, amazing. I think I will bring it mainly to focus on a romantic nature, and I know that's just not going to be for everybody, but I will talk about it in another way as well. Let's start in another way. The Three of Cups. The Three of Cups can be seen as safe spaces, emotional support systems, your inner circle, those you love and they love you back, and it can be a celebration of your relationships. It can be a celebration of good times and shared memories. And I really just feel like this is a good time for you. And lately, I think that love has been overflowing around you. I mean, Ace to the Two to the Three of Cups. This is absolutely beautiful, divine kind of love. And it doesn't just have to be romantic, of course. It just seems that you're in this frequency of embodying love, and then everything that comes with that. Like, you're coming from such a good place and your heart is so pure, your intentions are so good, Aquarius, and you really want what's best for others. And I really feel like you've made this commitment to yourself that maybe the goal of yours right now, well, you can have many goals, but maybe one of them really is just to have more love in your life. And it surely looks like that. It's a priceless kind of gift that you've been enjoying lately, and you truly deserve that. And it's like, I get the impression that it's like, you know, it's such an underestimated, in our society at least, and mainstream culture, like just being in a state of love and connection seems to be underestimated, but really it could be one of the most fundamental reasons that we're incarnating in this realm, is to return to love. Okay, I don't know, maybe I'm a little bit out there right now, but yeah, you know, people have been rallying around you. You really see who's got your back right now. I think you're really happy in your friendships or your romantic relationships, or in the relationships with your children, and all of that. That seems really beautiful. So for some of you, you have met somebody that is certainly looking like a soulmate. There's something kind of inexplicable here. If you've met them and you get this kind of instant feeling that you guys are in some way connected, well, I kind of think that that's probably pretty true. This person is here to mirror something to you, and vice versa. This person is here to love you, maybe, and maybe that won't be in a romantic way. It could be in a platonic way. But there is something thriving here, and the recent connections that you've been exploring, or maybe one in particular, seems to really just be so expansive, okay? And I hope that you're enjoying this. This seems like you're onto a really good thing. If this reading ends up resonating with you, I'm going to be sitting right here directly after this to do an extended version of an August 2025 reading for the sign of Aquarius. It's actually going to be a really value for money kind of sense way to sign up, or time to sign up in August, I should say, because we are about to enter eclipse season in a few weeks. 23rd of August for me is the beginning of eclipse season, and I'm going to be releasing an Aquarius eclipse season deep dive, which will take you through the end of August all the way through September into the first week of October, and that's going to come out near the end of the month, so it might be just a good time to join that community if you wish. So if not, no problem. Let's just keep going with this Ace of Cups and Two of Cups. I mean, for starters, when I see the Ace of Cups, the Lovers, the Two of Cups, and then the Three of Cups as an added bonus, coming out all together like this, it's very rare. It's like consecutive Ace, 2, 3, all cup cards. Cups are love and harmony and the heart space and connections, and then the Lovers card is the major arcana card for, call it a soulmate, a divine union. This is really a very rare kind of way the cards are falling. It's not coincidental, it's really relevant. And if you feel like maybe you're in a relationship, maybe you're in a partnership, if you feel like this is like one of a kind, one in a million, and really something special, I think you're right. I think that this, I mean, I think you know, and I don't think you need me to tell you that, but when you know, you know. And I don't really prescribe too much to, I don't prescribe to things like twin flame. I mean, an evolutionary astrologer that is kind of fundamental to me, Jeffrey Wolf Green, has described twin souls, but that they are like extraordinarily rare. And that was just in essence a soul that was created at the same time, exactly at the same time, or like same time and split. And he really describes more so, and I kind of prescribe to this belief, so I mean, you're going to get a million different ways to look at this, but like soulmates, soul partners, there's karmic partners, there are all different kinds of contracts that we have with another person. But I feel like there is something really blessed, and even if you two began in a contract that was more, and I think this could be quite typical, more centered around a karmic continuation, it seems like if that's the case, you have really evolved to a place of true free will in this relationship. Past inadequate cycles have been broken now, and the dynamic has been reformed here to truly represent like the highest octave of what kind of love is available for you guys. And you've chosen to continue a kind of more dharmic journey in this lifetime together. This is something really, really special. Okay, wow. Now, I probably gonna have a couple of people dropping off, and that's okay, because I do understand that that's just not a message for everybody, but I had to go there because of those cards that were coming through. Okay, so now let's look at the Ten of Pentacles for the present energy that you're working with in August. If I've still got your attention, we will look at things from a different perspective in the extended, of course. There might be something that crops up about this relationship, but I get the impression that I've got it covered. But let's go continue. Let's go. Let's Ten of Pentacles, clear that up with the King of Wands and the Sun card in reverse. Okay, so between now and the 23rd of August, the Sun is going to be in this guy's sign, King of Wands, Leo. And Leo season for you, Aquarius, is always kind of an interesting one. Because if you've got your Sun in Aquarius, or even if you're watching as an Aquarius moon or Aquarius rising, at some point during Leo season, depending on the degree of your Aquarius placements, that Sun in Leo is going to be directly opposite the degree of your own Sun. Sun opposite Sun can kind of feel like a drain, like it can feel like the life force has been sucked out of you. It's a very transient transit for the most part, only a couple of days, so it's nothing kind of like long lasting. If it's opposing your ascendant and it's then going to be on your descendant, you're kind of going to be facing off with another person in some way, facing off with a sort of your own ego versus the wants and desires of others. And if it's opposing your moon, maybe this month, you know, you might feel that your emotions are really magnified and over exaggerated at times to your comfort level, but everything is the way it's supposed to be. That's one thing to think about. Okay, but what I'm really seeing here is this month you are going to be in opposition to somebody or something in a way that you can't ignore. And you might find that there is a external, let's call it a King of Wands here, coming into your world this August, that really challenges you to see yourself more clearly, but this comes in a kind of uncomfortable, sort of like maybe even slightly domineering way. Somebody this month, Aquarius, might put something to you that deep down you already know to be true, but you didn't really think that other people were aware of it, nor did you really want it to be brought to your attention in such a glaringly obvious way that it's hard to dispute. I don't think that this is necessarily a bad or a good thing, but it does dim your confidence momentarily, only for a couple of days though. I don't think it's going to be something that's too long lasting, because you have pretty high expectations for the month of August. You see it as a time now where a breakthrough has occurred in terms of something you have been hoping to succeed. And now that success is essentially guaranteed for you or in your hands now, and there's going to be a promotion, there's going to be a sale, there's going to be a breakthrough, and something about your life is going to be made easier or more flowing and more making sense, and everything is set to become a bit more manageable. And I do think that that's going to remain to be true, but you're going to kind of face off with somebody, and I would watch out for your own ego here, because you're really gonna be not exposed, like, and I don't want that to sound like a caution or anything like that, but somebody's really going to tell you something how it is, or even act in such a way that, you know, they might even reveal to you, like they might mirror something to you that exists within yourself. So just kind of keep an eye out for that interesting, it could be somebody in your family, it could be a son, a father, an uncle figure, it could be a boss figure in your professional life. It could be somebody that kind of you are dealing with as you're networking or at work or in an event kind of situation. And there could be, for some, I'm getting kind of a more niche message, but there could be kind of some sort of like dispute, or it's not even a dispute, it's like, can we address this about our business, my inheritance? Like there's something going to be like, it's like a demand placed on you this month. Somebody might be very demanding of your time, your essence, your availability. It might even come with some sort of a catch or even manipulation, like, if I do this for you, you have to do this for me. Or there might be some sort of a, can you promise this to me, Aquarius? And I'm getting that kind of a demand. Okay, so let's look at the Six of Cups now. So this is coming through as the energy that's yet to come for you. I would say later on in the month, from around the 22nd, well, let's say from the 20th of August onwards, we're in Six of Cups land. And yes, again, it's just something about your past, I believe, something about the older times, or the old days when you were younger. Okay, let's see. Of course, again, it is, I get a lot of family and partnership and relationships. Like this is a month, it seems, that is partially, if not mainly, focused on like, yeah, your personal life and your inner world. I have a Page of Swords, and I really think we needed that little bit of air and earth energy coming through, because it has been very watery and emotional. And okay, so what would I say here with the Page of Swords and the Three of Pentacles? For those of you who are looking at a way to solve an issue together, the end of the month will be a really positive time for that. If you're looking to be able to find a solution that keeps everybody happy, which at times is like a kind of hard thing to do, but the end of the month will be a time where that is much more of an opportunity. So the Page of Swords brings with it some sort of information or some kind of communication to you that actually lets you in on something about your past or about your foundations, your upbringing, kind of what made you you. And it comes as some sort of a breakthrough that doesn't feel heavy or draining or kind of like in any way unraveling. It actually comes as something that clicks, makes a lot of sense right away. And I believe that the wheels are beginning to be set into motion towards like this, it's like a missing puzzle piece that emerges for you, and it allows you to just kind of narrow in your focus towards the end of the month to get really productive, to get kind of busy and interested in kind of anything that you're really doing at that time. It can be something like a hobby, it could be something like a passion project, or even like just work. And if you've had something hanging over you that has been holding you back from kind of making progress in your workspace, I really think that there is a nice message or piece of information that allows you to kind of just breathe a sigh of relief towards the end of the month. But in relation to your past and childhood, or people from the past and old schoolmates and things like that, what would I say about that? The Page of Swords and the Six of Cups. I think you might be getting more vocal about those times in your life. I think that you might be getting in touch with people from that period of your life, or they're coming to visit, or you're saying like, hey, like I'm in town, or there's just a kind of a reconnection here, or even just picking up the phone. I should actually ask you before wrapping up, Aquarius, if you would subscribe to this channel. I would really appreciate it. Comment, like, share, anything you'd like to do to engage with this video would be really helpful. The Three of Pentacles, it's a card of friendship too. I get the impression that like old friends, new friends, good friends, you're all just feeling like a sense of camaraderie. You might be, for some reason, all brought together, like the gang's all here, or we're having a reunion. That could happen too. I'm going to get into your extended now, but if this is all I'm having you here for, take care and I'll see you soon.